Good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. You're here with me, and you know what time it is. It's tea time with Belle Margaret. Thanks for being here. Tonight, we're going to dedicate this show to my mom. And reason being, this is a teacup she gave me, and who would have thought that I'd be using this in this capacity? But it is a beautiful sentiment, and I'd like to convey that to my mom, wherever she may be. Rest in peace. And we know where she's at. She's with God, of course. And she is my queen. And I thank her and I honor her. So thank you, Mom. And this show is dedicated to you. Thanks for being here, everybody. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And with that in mind, Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you're receiving me in the best of health, happiness, spirit, attitude. Attitude is everything. And if there's something you're not enjoying here, I apologize. Not a whole lot of eye makeup going on. I have very sensitive eyes. No glasses with the glare and just adjusting and evolving here. Nevertheless, on with the show. Belle Margaret is in the house. She's looking right at me. She is the funder behind this whole project and this that we're doing here. So this is to you, Belle Margaret. Thank you. We love you. And thanks for this opportunity. Without her, this would not be on, period. She is definitely the deep pockets, as we say, amongst us. The deepest. Thank you, boss. Moving forward, tonight's show topic being ignorance is bliss. And yes, that is a saying, but we'll delve into that in a bit. Just a little reminder that throughout the segments that I bring to you, they're going to be a variety, from tutorials to stories on individuals to interviews. A lot of this, a lot of that. But tea time by all means. And what we mean by that, and I'm sure you probably mean the same thing, if not, is when you sit down and have a nice little cup of tea and you just can enjoy the segment and enjoy it for what it's worth. Nothing too heavy, nothing too profound, but sometimes, some days more than others. Um, we keep it light. Sometimes we get deep, and we're just careful and respectful of others, and don't mean to offend, but still trying to keep it real. And with that in mind, tonight's subject being, as the saying goes, ignorance is bliss. And how else can I go into that other than the fact that nowadays there are so many rabbit holes? Are there not? Um, I think my first wake up call, which was a long time ago, but JFK, I mean, just stuff that just made no sense, even to myself at that young age, and not nearly as aware as I am today regarding how things work. I'm not going to mention any institutions or groups, but now understanding that, I even knew instinctively in my body that things were wrong. Just my eyes, people were saying one thing, but your eyes say another, and you know what you're seeing, right? And so I guess I wasn't that programmed, or maybe I missed that day, who knows? But I always kind of felt certain things were not right. And now understanding that I was going with my instinct and my eyes and what I first seen, and, following that truth, because that is your truth. What you see, perception, and that should be what you go on. With that being said, rabbit holes. Rabbit holes. My first one was probably before I ever realized it. But when I really enjoyed going, knowing how to go down one and peel back and starting to understand how one can peel back layers, as the saying goes, probably didn't start till about 9/11. And that was just too much for me. I literally was pushed to doing something as far as investigating it on my own and researching things, and then there it is. You just keep going. But it was too easy, what I was watching, because it literally was watching it as it happened, and rewatched it after that. It was so obvious that what I was seeing was not what they were telling me, and I I I just don't do that anymore. I just don't. And when I did, and I didn't know I was doing it, was a happier. Ignorance is ignorance. When you're ignorant, are you happier? Because that's what the saying is. Is ignorant. Ignorance is bliss, meaning you're happier by not knowing. And you know what? Sometimes I think it is. At times, I really do believe it is, because you just at certain points know too much. And if you're not around that type of community, it's hard. It's very hard. Um, and it's just, sometimes you just want to enjoy things. And you get to the point where you just don't want to think about it, and so on and so forth. But it's an evolution within itself as well. Which would I choose if I had a choice? Probably being awake, definitely, because I don't know. I really can't say. I do know them both, um, but if I were ignorant, I wouldn't. So see, I can't say. It's kind of a strange. It's an oxymoron, that one, I feel. But yeah, I understand how that can be, and how sometimes it gets you almost have build a little resentment with people like that, because you almost sometimes feel like they don't want to know. They know, but they don't want to know. So it's like, why? Everybody else knows and has to deal with it, and all that comes with it. Meaning, all the stuff that comes with it. That's what a rabbit hole is. It never stops, and it can be frustrating. It can be many things, but you definitely have to be, about your mind and mindful and strong, because it can mess you up. So with that in mind, ignorance is bliss. After knowing, you don't have a choice. So, what would I compare it to? Compare it to growing up too fast. Once you do it, you can't go back. So, you know, just let people go on their own time, on their own journey. Some people aren't ready. It can be devastating when they find out that Santa isn't real, that kind of thing. And you have to be gentle. Just be gentle. Be gentle, my friends, that are awake and do feel compelled to share this, because of course we do. Of course we do. It's deep, and it's personal, and you have to be careful. Not everybody's ready, and you're not necessarily the person to judge whether they are ready. So you got to work with people on that with that individual. Don't force it down anyone's throat. And with that being said, I'm going to call this a night. I'm going to say good night, and here again to you, some more tea. Tea is wonderful, especially for myself with the honey. And this is to my mother. Good night, Mom. And I love you. And out there, don't forget to subscribe. And I hope to see you really soon. Have a great evening. And once again, Happy New Year. Take care. Thank you.